Oh viewers, it's happened again. Here I am at Summit Garage in Dudley, and I've been tempted by yet another car that I should be filming on Tweed Jacket Reviews, but I'm not. This is a 2022 Seat Arona 1 litre SE technology. But is it any good? Should you care? Let's find out, shall we? So the Seat Arona has been on the market since 2018, although I think some of the places that came in 2017. You can still buy a brand new one now, very similar to this car, which is a facelift. The facelift actually occurred in 2021. This is 2022. It feels extremely similar to an Ibiza, which is no surprise whatsoever because they're basically the same car underneath, and they feel very similar to drive, to be honest. The one that I drove back earlier this year, a 2018 model, also in a similar specification to this, but a bit older, that had a little bit less power. This is a 93 brake horsepower engine, with the base engine in these. The Ibiza I drove didn't even have a turbo in it. This one does, and it feels a little bit on the slow side, to be honest. This 93 brake horsepower version, I would definitely recommend going for the either the 108 or 113 brake horsepower models, which have a 6-speed manual as standard, and are a little bit quicker than this. This doesn't even do 0 to 60 in 10 seconds, it's about 11 or 12, and certainly it does feel getting up to speed a little bit on the sluggish side. And I've just come up with a warning if my fuel tank is empty as well. So yeah, we're just sort of rolling through the gears here. You don't get a 6-speed manual in this, you only get a 5-speed manual. That's the only option available on this 93 brake horsepower engine. For some reason Seat keep varying between 108 and 113 brake horsepower for the other 1 litre TSI engine. I don't know why. It's the same for other cars as well. One thing I must say is the demist function in this car is absolutely fantastic. They're all clear, so I'm going to just turn that down a bit. There we go. Yeah, so nice and comfortable to drive. The suspension is actually a little bit softer than I was thinking. I thought the Aronas were supposed to be the firmest of their type in the Volkswagen group, but actually this is very comfortable. Actually, steering is very light, but feels accurate enough, I should think. Gearbox is very slick. The car's only done 4,500 miles, so you expect that really. Nice and quiet and sort of hushed. Driving through town, I've got sort of bigger sidewalls on these tyres. Obviously, it's only the SE technology, it's not the FR model, something like that. So we have got just 17-inch wheels on this, and good profile on the tyre, which is what I prefer, to be honest. Yeah, but it just gets on with that sort of wave and all these other cars that basically platform do. The Polo and the T-Cross and the Skoda Kamiq and the Skoda Fabia, and the Ibiza from the Audi A1. They're all on the same platform, and they all feel very similar to drive. I've driven all of those apart from the Kamiq and the T-Cross. The rest of them I've driven. I think though I sort of prefer this because of the styling of it, and also it just feels a little bit sharper than the other cars on a platform I've driven. Like the A1, I was a real disappointment actually, considering how much you pay for those. This is better. It just raises a question: should you buy this, or should you just go and buy an Ibiza? The Ibiza is also a very good car. I suppose I shall leave that for you to discuss in the comment section below. Right, it's briefly stopped raining, viewers, so we can have a look at this Arona. Now, there are almost apparently 70 different colour combinations for the exterior look if you were to buy one of these. This one is a very conservative colour combination. As you can see, the The roof is actually a different colour from the rest of the car, although you wouldn't really know that. If you just come in a bit, you can see that. There we go. I think it looks actually rather handsome, this car, in comparison with lots of other sort of SUVs, even the small ones like this. I think it's a good looking car. I always have done. The Ibiza is very similar to this. There are some advantages to getting one of these. It's a bit easier to get in and out. It's actually a larger car than that, but they're very similar. Got parking sensors on this particular car. This is the SE technology specification, and it's a facelifted one. One of the ways you can tell that is the script where it says Arona there. Funnily enough, we don't actually have the Seat badge, but it's you know, is used opening and closing the boot on this car, which is used on so many other models. So we'll just put this boot floor down. Very easy to do, one hand, there we go. And now there's 400 litres of space. I think even with that, you can still get the spare wheel kit for these. This doesn't have a spare wheel, but you can get that. I'd definitely advise it for a car like this. 400 litres of space, which actually, yeah, for a small little car like this is bigger than something like a Suzuki Vitara. It's beaten by things like an MG ZS and a SsangYong Tivoli, but generally it's good. Do we have a 12-volt socket in here, viewers? Or have they been mean? No, I don't see one. That is mean. But yeah, boot's a nice practical shape. I don't think we get a reversing camera, unfortunately, on this. No, we don't. We have to presumably buy an option pack or go up a trim or something. Yeah. They've done 4,500 miles this car, though, so it's in excellent condition. Seat are allergic, it seems, to putting fabric on the door cards in many of their models. So that's just what you get. It's all hard plastic. It's not a big problem, I suppose. You know, lots of cars in this class are like that. But we've also not got any mat pockets on the rear of the seats, and we don't have an armrest. Oh well, never mind. It's nice and spacious. Headroom is excellent for a car like this. Yeah, it's actually pretty comfortable in here. This has got the latest steering wheel from the facelift, and some very, very large door bins. Someone's also thought about how you might fold the seats. They put a clip there, so when you fold the rear seats, you don't necessarily have to snag the seat belt. You don't get a sort of centre armrest because it's only on the SE technology specification, which is sort of one up from the bottom, I think, actually, in the range now. I like the interior door handles. They feel quite nice, actually. They're nicely sort of shaped. Door bins, yeah, they are very big. It's just it's a bit dull, this sort of door cup with no fabric on it. But you know, I keep complaining about that, and no one listens anyway. So maybe I should just keep quiet. Right, there's not much to say about here other than that it's a bit more practical than in the Ibiza, but that's not really a surprise, is it? Let's have a look in the front. And the sun's just come out. Excellent. Right. Yeah, very, very easy to get in and out. No problem at all. Nice comfortable seat. I mean, interior fabric's not going to win any design awards, but it's very practical. No keyless entry, and no electronic handbrake. Just a 5-speed manual. This is the 93 horsepower version. Let's put the key in and have a look at this enormous infotainment screen. Right, I think we've actually got the 9.2 inch touchscreen in here, which is amazing, really, considering what we don't have in here. What we need to do is turn this off. Oh, we've got no physical buttons on this screen whatsoever. I mean, at least we've got the sort of Volkswagen Polo switches here for the heating and ventilation. It's just a normal system. There's no climate control. And we've got lots and lots and lots of blank switches here as well. Presumably you get heated seats and other things in the plusher variants. And then we've got a wireless charging pad. I don't think my phone supports that, unfortunately. Yeah, I think we'll scroll through some of these things on here. Assist systems, navigation, audio, telephone, vehicle status. Just a black and white screen, really. But I'm sure on plusher models you get more than this, but you don't really need that, do you? Yeah, incredibly low mileage, 4,457. Yeah, you can have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Mirror Link, all sorts of things. If we press the home screen, does that take us back? Oh, right, there we go. We've got navigation. That is for full link. One thing I don't see is there's the only other buttons on here. Where's the home screen? Or is there not one? Is it just a question of pressing these? Looks like it is. Oh well, yeah, phone. I won't press that because it will come up with someone else's phone who's owned the car. One thing I've noticed down here, and I don't know if you can see this on camera, but we've only got USB-C ports down here, so it depends what your charging leads are like, but most people seem to prefer those these days. One thing I do appreciate about this facelifted car, as opposed to the earlier ones, we've got soft touch plastics on top of the dash, which is nice. It's just that door cards are still hard all the way down. A little bit of fabric on the armrest here, but everything else is just plain and little steer, rather like my 2017 Seat Toledo was. In fact, the stalks are the same as my 2017 Seat Toledo was, which is fine. There's no wrong with them. One thing I like about the steering wheel, this is the latest steering wheel, is they've not got touch buttons on here, which I absolutely hate. These are normal physical buttons, and you can see we've got some cruise control settings on there. And then there's just going through the menu and phones and things. So it's pretty straightforward. Why you need a flat bottom steering wheel though on this second trim from the bottom, I don't know, viewers. Answer in the comment section below. Right, one question I'll ask myself though is see if my secret mission documents go in the glove box. No. No. Let's take that stuff out and see if they do if I remove it. Okay, viewers, let's try again. No! What? Oh, come on. Not very impressed, viewers. Not very impressed at all. At least those door bins are quite large. I don't necessarily think it's a big issue that we can't really do much in terms of this central screen because, well, you know, most people will just be using Android Auto, Apple CarPlay for most things, so I don't necessarily think it's a problem. What happens if you want to look at the car settings? Can we do that? Yes, we can. Ah, excellent. Vehicle status, tyre pressure monitoring. Is that it? Right. Yeah, there's not much exciting going on here, is there? Not really. I mean, I just start to kind of have a look at that, but we don't really need to do that, do we? You know, how this sort of thing works. I like the sort of very high resolution of the screen, and the photograph of the Arona there looks really nice. What else is there to say? Well, the cup holders are here. There's two of them, and there's a 12-volt socket. I'm just grateful to have a manual handbrake. I wish I was in the 108 or 113 horsepower versions because they have a 6-speed manual gearbox. Yeah, very, very big door bins, more plastic. At least, you know, we haven't got touch controls for the windows like you do in some other Volkswagen Group products. I think I'll stop there though because there's not much else to say. We'll have a look at the engine. So here is the famous 1 litre TSI engine, generating in this case about 93 horsepower. Doesn't really say anything on the top. Looks kind of lost in this engine bay, doesn't it? But majority of Aronas that you'll find will have this 1 litre engine. There is a more powerful 1.5 petrol as well, but that's not very common actually on these. Shame we can't see the gearbox because it's, you know, not a very big engine, but there we go. At least this one is in such nice condition. It's still under warranty. Talking of warranties, yes, you only get a 3-year warranty on Seats, and this does have a wet timing belt in it, which I would recommend you monitor very closely because the 1 litre TSI engines and the wet timing belts in them have been subject of, well, some problems. This one's fine. The car's on such low mileage and it's still within the warranty period that it's not going to be an issue for a long time yet. But if you're buying one of these with higher mileage, I would change that wet timing belt well before it's due. I like the way that the little fog lights, projector running lights there are sort of prominent underneath the headlamps, a bit like on the old pre-faced Skoda Yeti. I also like the alloy wheels on this. I think they're good, and also we've got some decent profile on the tyres, so the ride isn't ruined. Okay, let's go out into another drive, viewers. Just like everything else that I drive at Summit Garage in Dudley when I come here, this car's in fantastic condition. It's very low mileage, there's not a mark on it actually, so it's retailed for close to £15,000. New prices for these range between about £22,000 and £28,000. And I suppose you'll maybe get 15 miles per gallon out of this if you drive it gently, although because there's no 6th gear in this particular model, I don't know if you'd necessarily get any better returns than the 113 brake horsepower one. But, you know, there we go. So yeah, gear change feels fine, although they can balk sometimes these set gearboxes. Wish there was a sort of button to make the steering a little bit heavier, because the steering really is very, very light indeed. But for the average person who's been driving an Arona, I don't think that's necessarily a problem. It's not a Polo GTI or anything. You can also get these with the 1.5 148 brake horsepower engine, which is only in the FR model and only comes with an automatic gearbox. You can get an automatic gearbox 113 brake horsepower 1 litre models as well, but most people will choose a 6-speed manual. Yeah, there's not really much else to say about this. It's like so many other cars in this class. It's really good, but the competition is strong. Apart from the Kamika and the T-Cross that are based on this platform, we've got cars like the Suzuki Vitara and the Sanyong Tivoli, and also KGM Tivoli it is now. The KGM Tivoli and the MG ZS, and a host of others as well. Probably I've forgotten most of them. Mazda CX-30, and it just goes on and on and on. CX-3. Yeah, I mean, that's really the biggest problem with this, is that does this stand out enough? I mean, the exterior design is very, very nice. I think it's one of the most handsome cars in its class, to be honest, but everything else, I don't know. That's really up to you. Let's look at some Seat Arona trim levels, viewers. So the base model was an S, although that's not available anymore. More common with the SE, and then the other current models are the SE Technology, like this one, the FR Limited Edition, the FR Sport, the Experience, and Experience Luxe. Experience, but without an E on the beginning of the word. Not my favourite use. Other ones, the SE Edition, the SE Technology Luxe, the FR Edition, the FR Red Edition, the Excellence Luxe, and the Excellence First Edition. I think we've got an SE Technology First Edition as well. This car is about 8 centimetres and about 8 centimetres longer and 10 centimetres taller than the Ibiza, hence why we've got some extra space in one of these. But should you consider this over an Ibiza? Obviously we had an Ibiza on the channel actually earlier this year, after 2018 I think it was, a lovely car. But should you consider one of those over an Ibiza? I don't know, it depends what your priorities are. If you want a little bit more space and you want a little bit of easier access, then yes, but they are a lot more expensive actually than those Ibizas. And they're basically the same apart from that, although I do like this interior with its lively colours in it, although the exterior colour combination on this particular car is quite sombre. Anyway, thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment below, and we shall see you again very soon for some more last minute reviews.